So hi, I'm Melanie. I'm here with Bryce Fox. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Happy to
All
be
right.
here.
Yeah. So it looks like you released your first single in 2016.
Yeah.
Um, how did you get started? What ignited your passion?
Well, I guess that was the first time I started in a professional sense.
Mm,
But all my life, I mean, not all my life, but basically from like high school on, I've been tinkering with music and in bands, in and out of bands, and hip hop sing projects. And got to where I moved out to Los Angeles and started taking myself a little more serious and
mhm.
started to meet, people who were also taking themselves serious and got to kind of find my sound. And
Mhm.
yeah, that first release in 2016 was like the first single I released where it felt like it was me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've got quite a sound, that's for sure. That's
Thank you.
got
Appreciate
a
it.
lot of influences clearly.
Definitely.
Who have been your biggest influences?
So I grew up on like hip hop and old rock, like Queen, Stones, the Beatles, and then like I got obsessed with Blink-182 and Rage Against the Machine, and just kind of everything around or that era and in
Yeah.
that vein is kind of what I love listening to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you approach the songwriting process and what inspires you?
Honestly, it's different almost every time.
Mm,
Sometimes I'll just get like a fun idea, like a theme, or like a title, and I'll be like,
mm,
oh, that's a good title that I haven't used before, and that would make for an interesting song. And then
mm,
I'll kind of work from front to back like that. Or sometimes I'll have a melody that kind of just comes to me from, out of nowhere. And I'll try to work it from the melody, kind of like start to form the song with that and piece the words and the concept. And yeah, and then sometimes it'll be just through collaboration. I'll be working in a room with a bunch of people and we'll just be shooting the shit and talking about kind of what's going on, and then that'll
mhm,
spark some sort of something, and then we'll kind
mhm.
of start from there. So it's really different every time, and I like it that way. I think it keeps me creative.
Yeah. Um, so you're about to release The Butterfly and the Bomb on the 21st. That's exciting.
Yes.
Um, what about the creative process behind it? How did this kind of start?
So I guess it started with a few songs that I made with the producer David Pramick,
Mhm.
who produced most of the songs on the album. And yeah, we had some old songs that we've been working on. He did horns, which is my biggest
Mhm.
song.
Yeah.
Um, and we had several songs that we worked on in years in the past, and we're kind of revisiting them and kind of reimagining them, in kind of a new way that
Mhm.
would kind of fit the theme of this album. And I think we wanted, to make it energetic and loud and just different than what my old stuff has kind of been. My old stuff is kind of like sexy blues rock anthemic kind of stuff, and we
Mhm.
wanted to make things a little more rock, and pop, and also hip hop, and it was just super fun.
Yeah. So what is the theme of the album? How?
So the theme, it's basically, given the world that we live in, how I want to try and protect my family.
Mhm.
Now that I'm a family man, I'm a dad, of one, and then one on the way. So I just might have at least I have a completely different mindset, as to what like is important to me in
Mhm.
life, and it really just is all about my family, and my wife, and you know, the world is insane,
Yeah.
and just there's so much stuff going on, and it's super stressful
Yeah.
becoming like an adult and like a family man, and you know, I think like I kind of took that and well, I made the Butterfly, the song The Butterfly, with Aaron Chafin, who produced the song. and that really helped kind of mold the whole album. So I had all the aggressive stuff like the world is terrifying and I want to protect my family, and then the butterfly is kind of like the family, and like kind of an explanation as to like what I'm trying to protect, or like, you know, shield this terrible, you know, this terrifying world from. And yeah, that's kind of the theme of the album.
Yeah. If you had to pick out your favorite song from the album, what would it be?
Ooh, um, I would say it's like a three-way tie between Butterfly, because I mean it's the first song I kind of wrote to my wife, and that means a lot to me. So I feel like out of the three-way tie, I'd put that at the top, and then I'd
Yeah.
put Sense of Humor second, which is kind of like a dark ballad, which I really love. It's a different flavor for the album, and it's very emotional and deep. And then the third one would be Bodies, because it's just also different, and it's kind of dancey, and it's kind of a backstory on like how my wife and I met, and yeah, so it's cool too. Yeah.
Yeah. So the butterfly is kind of like the heart of the album there.
Definitely. The Butterfly is the heart. It's got kind of a nostalgic feel to the track, and you know, reminds me a lot of like songs that I kind of grew up on. And it's like a mesh of flavors that, yeah, I really love.
Okay. So you're about to head out on tour with AWOLNATION.
Yes.
What are you most excited about for the tour?
I'm the most excited about just going to cities I've never been. I mean, I think I counted on the list. There's like at least 10 or 12 cities I've never been to. So
Mhm.
I'm really excited about that. Really excited about meeting new people, new fans, new potential fans,
Yeah.
and just engaging with the city and eating their great food.
Yeah. Okay, great. Do you have a motto or good advice that you live by?
Um, I think I like Bill. You know, that's a really good question. Not really a motto,
Okay.
but there was a saying that I got back in college. It was POTTP, push on through the pain. And I think that can be applied in several different senses. Like pain is temporary,
Yeah.
and you just gotta push on through it. And like the pain will make you stronger. And I know it's cliche, but that I do really live by that, and I think that's a good motto to live by.
Cliches can be true. So that's,
Yeah, no doubt.
you know. Um, so what artists have been inspiring you the most lately? Like who have you had on repeat?
Ooh, well, my son is 1.5, and he loves listening to my stuff. So
Oh.
I've just been listening to my stuff in children's music, basically. Um, but outside of that, oh man, I really like. I don't know. That's a really good question. I feel like I've just been bombarded by like children's music lately.
Yeah.
And all my influence, I've been just drawing from the past a lot, and trying to keep it fresh. Um, so I really draw from my past influences the most, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny how when someone asks you that, you suddenly forget everything you've ever listened to.
Yeah. I just blacked out when you asked me that question.
Yeah. So some fun questions. What was the first concert you ever attended?
Ooh, um, I think the first real concert I ever attended was a Billy Ray Cyrus concert with
Oh,
my parents. I'm from Southern Indiana. We drove down to Nashville and went to go see him, I think, at the Opry, the old
yeah.
Opry. And can't say I loved it.
Right.
But I love the story now. Yeah.
Yeah. Was there
Yeah.
some part of you that was like, I want to be up there, you know?
Yeah. Mostly I just watched the drummer. I was like, man, that guy's cool. That guy's the coolest part of this whole show. And like, I would like to do that. And then took drum lessons, and I quickly found out that drumming is just not for me.
Okay. Do you have a go-to karaoke song?
Um, yeah, I mean, I love the song Tennessee Whiskey by Chris Stapleton. I love that. I mean, that's definitely a go-to of mine. Any Blink-182 song or Backstreet Boys song, just because it's funny. I think
Yeah.
karaoke, you're supposed to have a good, fun time. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's usually what I would go to.
Okay. Who was your favorite band when you were growing up?
Ooh, I think I really love Blink-182 the
Yeah.
most. I think out of all bands, Blink-182 and Rage Against the Machine, I think I love the most. Just played through all their albums
Mm.
all day and every day. And yeah, with Blink-182 in particular, I just really love their carefree, like fun attitude towards music.
Mm.
And I think I admired that, and I think it kind of helps you be more vulnerable in the moment, even when you're writing songs. Just
Yeah.
having fun and opening up like that. So I just that was contagious to me, and yeah, I think probably Blink-182.
Okay. And then my last question, is there anything else that you'd like to share with your fans that we didn't talk about?
Um, I put a lot of time into this album, and
Mm.
there's a lot of great songs on the album that weren't singles. So definitely give the album a full listen through. I think there's something on there for everyone, no matter what mood you're in.
Mhm.
And yeah, I can't wait to see you guys on tour. And yeah, Melanie, thank you so much
Yeah,
for the interview and taking the time here.
sure. All right, thanks. Take care.
All right, see you
All right,
guys.
bye.